Yes people, welcome back to Brendan Pearson Fitness. We are exactly 16 days out from the Ibiza Classic, as the team titles like to call it, but we're 16 days out from going to Ibiza. Had a check-in with Coach James yesterday. He has said that we're going to do a little bit of a mini cut, not really for the fact that I'm going to Ibiza, but purely for digestion purposes, and just kind of do a little bit of a reset so then we can push forward and try and gain a little more weight. Try and hit that 100 kilogram mark. At the minute I'm floating at about 98. So plan is 2 weeks and, well, it'll be 2 weeks and 2 days. I go to Ibiza, so I go a week, 2 weeks on Thursday. Plan is to drop the calories down quite considerably, do quite an intense drop. I've been sitting at 4,500 calories. We're going to drop to about 2,800 just for 2 weeks. Idea behind it, obviously go quite intense, quite aggressive with the drop as much weight as possible. Obviously in 2 weeks you're not going to lose too much muscle, so it's not too much of a worry. Reset digestion, reset body composition. Also get a little bit leaner for Ibiza, so I'm feeling a little bit better. And then after that, when I get back, we're going to push. I'll talk through macros and calories and stuff later on, but just train a client. Got a couple more coming, so I might film a little bit of that. And breakfast! It was quite annoying because I wasn't expecting the drop in calories. So I prepped all my oats and I did my usual oat recipe, but we've had to take away the banana to save some carbs. So it's a little bit higher calories than what I would normally do if I was on 2,800 calories. I like to kind of fast a little bit longer, save a little bit more food for later in the day, around my workout, and later in the evening when I'm a bit more hungry. But yeah, meal one, 8:30, we have 100 grams of berries, we have 40 grams of a vegan protein powder, which I will show you what it is because I will show you what brand it is. The reason I use vegan is because it mixes so much nicer with your oats and it thickens it up so much. So it's a Cymex brand. I'll probably put the little picture or something here. It's a Cymex brand. It thickens your oats so much more. So if you're on a diet or you're trying to maybe increase the volume of your food, it thickens them up a lot more and makes the meal seem a bit bigger. Anyway, I've got 105 grams of oats, which again I'll probably drop down a little bit, and 35 grams of peanut butter, which I will probably drop down as well, just to save some calories later in the day. But that is meal number one. Also got a black coffee. I did a 30-day caffeine detox, which I might do a video on. So I'm back on caffeine now. And obviously, with me being on lower calories, I'm going to utilise that as an appetite suppressant, try and keep my hunger as low as possible, because I probably will get hungry with the massive drop in calories. But yeah, I'll walk you through the day. I'm going to train upper body later on, just at the home gym, and I'll talk through calories and macros and stuff later on. What are you doing on the table again? Are you ready? Call them, Max. You wanted to be in the video, didn't you? You wanted to be on the camera. Max has been passing these boxes. So
yeah.
You ready? We're going to do the same combination we've been doing. So right hand, left hand, duck. Right hand, left hand. And then left hand again. And then right hand, and duck. Then left hand, then right hand. We'll do a big one for the camera. Yeah. Big one, go on. There you go. Right hand, left hand, duck. Right hand, left hand, and left hand, right hand. Right, big left to finish. There you go. Rest your mum, you still it now. Well done. Well done. We're going to set up, mic'd up, tripods out. Aiden's last session, we're just going to show his progress. So we've got him under the camera. He's a bit nervous.
Do you reckon?
So no, I'll probably put it on YouTube as well, so you'll see his progress. But he's progressed massively, not just in terms of physically, because he had a lot of shoulder issues, knee issues. I'll put his leg progress on in this little bit here. So he's putting some size on that, but it's more the mental side of things. We'll do a little video, but stay tuned for that one. What are you doing, the monkey? You've killed monkey. She's bleeding. Horrible dog. Right, in for meal two. Time is about 12:30. We have the usual lunch, but a little bit less calories. I've had to sacrifice half a bar of dark chocolate and a glass of cranberry juice, but nice and simple. Packet of basmati rice, 100 grams of beetroot, a little bit of salad, which I don't track the salad, just because there's going to be not a lot of calories in it. Bit of balsamic vinegar on top of it, a little bit of Himalayan salt on the rice. We've got 160 grams of tuna with about 20 to 30 grams of salad cream. I don't really weigh it, but I put in 25 grams of reduced fat salad cream in there, half a bar of dark chocolate. I'll talk a little bit more about food and stuff in a second, but me, I don't know if you can see, the old man's here. Very old man. He's going to be watching this video. No, you're not, I'm joking. You're a young, fit man playing with the dog, so I'm going to chat with him and talk more nutrition and how I'm running the mini cut later.
Lola, how's it? For no reason.
You stupid dog.
Aren't you?
Right, so let's talk mini cuts. First of all, why I'm doing it and why maybe you should do it as well. So mini cuts, personally for myself, reason I'm doing it is going to be because I've been in a gaining phase. My calories have been 4,500 for quite some time now. Digestion wise, I probably need a little bit of a rest. If you're consuming a lot of calories, your digestive system probably needs a bit of a break. I found that there was a few days where my digestion wasn't the best, so it's probably good to give it a little bit of a back off. Also, if you've been through a muscle gaining or a bulking stage for a while, you might have picked up a little bit too much body fat. For myself, my body composition isn't actually too bad. I'm quite conditioned all the time. That's never really been an issue for me. But just because I know that I'm going to be pushing maybe 100 plus kilograms soon, really trying to push them calories up, maybe pushing towards 5,000 calories, I want to give myself a little bit of a break, maybe reset, drop down a little bit of fat. So I've got a little bit more room to push after that. So it's not a big deal for me, but also kind of runs in nicely that I've got a beefer in 2.5 weeks time. So get a little bit leaner for that. So yeah, obviously I know I'm not going to get super lean in 2 weeks. However, because I'm being so aggressive going down to 2,800 calories from the previous 4,500, I am probably going to drop some fat. I will drop body weight. A lot of it will be water retention purely because I don't have as much food in my system. So I'm going to weigh a little bit less. So visually, I might notice a few differences, but on the scales, obviously, it's going to drop down a little bit more than what I was at. So I was at 98, probably going to get down to around 95, maybe 96 is my predictions in 2.5 weeks. So it was interesting. I was looking at Eugene Teal's Instagram, or Eugene Teo or Tao, I don't know, but you know who it is anyway. He put an Instagram reel on a couple of weeks ago talking about fat loss phases and how a lot of people traditionally start on a higher calories, obviously from what they were on, maybe 4,000 calories, and slowly taper down, maybe take 200 calories off every other week or every week sort of thing, taper down as you go through. Now, his theory behind things is that you would start on ridiculously lower calories, so about 40% less calories than you were on for maintenance, drop down, get the kind of hard work done from there, and then creep into maybe around a 10% deficit. The reason behind his thoughts, that makes sense. The reasons why he thinks that's the best way to do it is when you have a higher body fat level, if you drop your calories down straight away to a lower point, you're going to have more body fat storage to be used as energy. Whereas when you are already down to a lower body fat stage and you're leaner, you're going to have less energy. So you're probably going to need a few more calories. So getting the hard work done to start with, then putting the calories up, obviously still staying in a calorie deficit. If you want to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit, but dropping down to that get my words out, Jesus Christ. Once you get down to that low body fat level, then put the calories up so you can use them calories for energy might make more sense. I hope I made that clear because I feel like I've just rambled quite a bit. I've rambled quite a bit there, didn't I? Anyway, so yeah, that was the idea behind his thing. I just wanted to share that anyway, but I'm obviously in a little mini cut stage. So hopefully in the first 2 weeks, in the 2 week cut that I'm doing, I will lose a little bit and get some sort of condition. But in terms of the setup, after my ramble of how I'm doing it, it's going to be pretty much a straight 2,800 calories training days and rest days, slightly higher on training days. So I've got my macros here. Calories on training days, training 5 days a week, running a lower, upper, rest, lower, push, pull, rest split. That's what I'm doing 5 days per week. Cardio is going to be at 20. It doesn't really set me too much cardio because I'm already quite conditioned. There isn't really too much of a push for me to get cardio in. And my step count's between 10 and 16,000 anyway with work. So I'm getting the steps in anyway. But between 20 and 30 minutes of cardio twice a week. So I'm probably going to go for the 30 and see how I get on. If my energy goes down, I'll probably drop down to 20 each time. But macros and calories, 2,869 calories. Protein on training days is going to be 206. Fat is 65. And then carbohydrate is going to be 365. And then rest day, pretty much the same. Protein's going to be 200, fat's going to be 80, and then carbohydrates is going to be 320. Obviously, on rest days, we're not going to be utilizing carbohydrates as much for our energy source because the heart rate's going to be lower. When your heart rate's lower, fats are going to be a little bit more of your energy source. When you're obviously in high intensity exercise, carbohydrates is, which is why we put higher carbohydrates on training days. And obviously there's less need for carbohydrates on rest days, but we need some for recovery. Apart from that, in terms of how I'm split my meals, obviously most of my meals during the week when I'm PTing are going to be pretty the same. overnight oats, the tuna rice meal. Post-workout, it's going to be Cocoa Pops and a shake, and then my nighttime meal is going to be whatever I normally have. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know my routine anyway. But it's going to be split pretty much 50 grams of protein per meal, roughly 80 grams of carbohydrates per meal, and 20 grams of fat per meal, apart from my post-workout, which will be a little bit higher carbohydrates, go about 120 grams of carbs, 125, and then fats will be 5, because fats will slow down the rate of absorption and digestion of the food, and we want that straight in our system after we work out. Intra-workout, just got down to EAAs, 15 grams of EAAs, and no carbohydrates intra-workout, no acidic dextrin. So that is gone. That's just how I'm breaking it down for the next 2.5 weeks, but we'll see what condition I get in, and I might do a video after the 2 weeks. But that is the mini cut, pretty much just doing it to set myself up for the next gaining phase. But less than me rambling, we're going to go and hit an upper body session now. I'm going to film little bits of it. If you don't want to see the upper body session, then you can skip to the end, because I put timelines down on all my videos. So if you're watching it on your laptop, you'll be able to scroll through. If you're watching it on the TV, sorry, you can't do that. But yeah, upper body session. I'll walk you through the session and show you what I'm running. Right, so I realised I had a little bit more time than I thought before my session. Just going to let the food digest. So we're going to get a sunbed. Need to top that tan up before Ibiza. Can't be going on holiday pale as anything. So I'm going to get a little 12-minute in. So I might be a little bit tanned in the next clip. Bye. Have I changed colour? Feels a bit red. Right, to the gym. Right, so to quickly run through the upper body session, because today's video isn't about the training, it's more about the mini cut that I'm going to be doing. So first exercise, we start off with a little bit of a warm-up, dynamic Blackburns, just to warm the shoulders up. Again, I've done an Instagram post about this, and just getting a little bit of rotation at the shoulder joint, also getting a little bit of a stretch at the back, squeezing the shoulder blades back. So I did a set of 10 of them, just to get everything warmed up, posteriorly and at the shoulder. Then we moved on to first movement, cable chest press. Prioritize one of your movements or one of your areas where you need to work on. Chest is something that I probably need to work on. And I have a little bit of imbalance between right and left. So a lot of my chest movements are going to be unilateral. Cable chest press, one of my favorite movements. Some of the mistakes people make on this is, one, not using the little daisy chains or the mountain climbing sort of rope attachments, because it makes it so much easier to get into position. And two, they start their elbows a little bit too high. So make sure you can see from the side-on view here that my elbows are almost starting in line with like my mid-chest, almost like in line with my nipple. It's kind of a good little area to aim for to start off with. And we're coming out to in, so it's a convergent press, making it a very good one. Very good movement. We did 2 sets. We did 1 set of 6 to 9, and then a back off set between 10 and 12. I think I got 12 reps, and then we did a drop set, because today's upper session, it's kind of hitting 1 exercise per body part, so only 3 sets for chest, but going to failure on all them sets. Then we moved on to pull-ups. I did 1 set unassisted, 1 set assisted. Ideally, I'd be using the D handles for this. 2 reasons: so I can get a little bit of elbow rotation, joint rotation, if you have any elbow issues, and we can also get a little bit more range of motion doing that, and also so we can hit the lats a little bit more by coming elbows in. However, with my pull-up bar isn't the best, so I just had to do it without the D handles. One body weight set to failure, got 8 reps, and then we did a back off set with a little bit of weight. That's how I've set it up on the cables at my gym. It is actually a weighted belt, the belt bit. I've attached it either side. Obviously, the more weight you put on, the more assistance you're going to have. So I had equivalent of like 35 pounds, I think it was, either side, maybe. Assisting me did a back off set of 10 to 12 reps on that, and then a little rest pause on that one. Sorry, I think I did a drop set on cable chest press, but it was also a rest pause. So rest 15 seconds, go straight, and again, try and get 2, 3, 4 reps all the way to failure, maybe a few partials to finish. Then we moved on to a horrible little shoulder superset, both using the cuffs, both using the cables. We did 3 sets of 10 to 12 on both exercise with a rest, with a drop set at the end of it. So we've got a standing cuff cable lateral raises, starting the cables probably just below hip height on this one, so where your arms naturally hang, you probably want the cables lined up roughly around there. Thinking about slightly leaning forward, pushing out and away, and making sure that hands are rotating upwards, keeping the elbows as the highest point. 10 to 12 reps in there, then straight into a lion variation. The bench will be in a 15-degree incline, just as a little bit more natural range of motion for our shoulders, and also align up perfectly with our lateral delt. You can get a little bit more range of motion in that end range rather than your body getting in the way. Again, going to failure on both of them. 3 sets with the extended set at the end, and then a cuffed cable rear delt or upper back row. Thinking about pushing out and away on this one. Again, for your rear delts, you want to start the cables a little bit higher than shoulder height, slightly lean forward and push the elbows out and away. Obviously, a little bit of retraction of the scapula, depending if you want to hit more rear delts. Less retraction, pushing away a little bit more. More retraction is going to mean more upper back. So I did a kind of a variation, and we did 3 sets of 10 to 12 on that one. Just going to failure, straight sets, a little bit lower rest periods. Then finished off with some cable tricep push downs and incline supinated bicep curls. 2 heavier sets between 6 and 9, and then 1 back off set of between 10 and 12, going to failure. Key points on the triceps, make sure the elbows staying locked in, slightly lean forward. You want to grip about shoulder width apart, pushing straight down, pause at the bottom, get as much range of motion as your elbows allow, pain free. And then also on the incline supinated bicep curl, as long as it's okay in your elbows and okay in your shoulder, that position. I've got my bench in a 45 degree. If you have a bit of shoulder tightness, so you're quite tight in your chest, obviously knock it up to maybe a 60 degree angle. And if you have any elbow pain, probably just turn it into more of a neutral grip, rather than really rotating out to the side, because you could get a little bit of joint pain. But keep the elbows locked in, don't let the elbows come forward, and just fight, because biceps burn like mad. And we finish off with this month's client challenge. Every month I set my clients, both one-to-one and online, a little bit of a challenge. This month is 50% of your body weight for as many reps as possible on the bench press. Now, I stupidly didn't put clips either side of the bench, which absolutely ruined me, because my left pec was cramping up purely because I had to keep the weight in. I got 40 reps at 50 kilograms, so it was not too bad. I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't get any more. I was home for 50 at 50, but at the end of the session, and I can use the excuse that the weight was falling off the end. But that is the session. Then we finished off with 30 minutes of cardio, had the heart rate monitor on. I'm aiming to keep my heart rate around 140, ideally not above it. Reason is there's a little bit more of a chance that we're going to be metabolizing fat as our energy source rather than carbohydrates. Again, it might not be much of a difference, but obviously we use carbohydrates for our high intensity energy sources, which we want to be saving for our training and also our recovery, and fats is going to be for our lower rep range. The same reason why we use higher fats on our rest days compared to our training days. But that was the session. I made the stupid mistake of doing the cardio outside. My hay fever is now kicking off. But I'll see if I keep the cardio at 30 minutes or 20 minutes. But the main thing about this mini cut is dropping the calories down, giving that body time to kind of relax a little bit from digesting so much food, so we can then push up later on. But post-workout, because I also stupidly had carbs in my intra-workout because I pre-made it before my calories were set. So I had 50 grams of silic dextrin in there. So I'm down to 100 grams, a measly 100 grams of Cocoa Pops and 50 grams of whey protein. My previous post-workout was 200 grams of Cocoa Pops, half a loaf of Soreen, a kiwi, and the 50 grams of whey. So I'm a little bit sad, a little bit hungry, but it's about 5 o'clock now. We're going to have to train a client, and then we'll have our tea later on, and I'll show you what I'll be having then. Hello again. Is it tea time? Final meal. We have 75 grams, that's the uncooked weight, of brown basmati. We have roughly 50 grams of chicken thighs, 150 grams of cooked chicken breast, asparagus, mushrooms, and a little bit of broccoli. That will top the macros off. 2,880 calories. Everything's been hit pretty much bang on. But that is going to be the mini cut. I will update you on how the mini cut goes, obviously in the next video, whenever that will be. Anyway, see you in the next video. Any questions or any coaching inquiries, link is down below. If you want to get shredded this summer, let me know. I'm not outroing on that. That was horrendous. Yeah. That was shocking, wasn't it? Take 2. Anyway, that'll be the end of the video. See you next time. Remember, like, subscribe, all that usual stuff, and